Hi, my name is Ozoz Sokoh. I'm a Nigerian food explorer who is interested in food as more than eating, exploring culture, history, heritage, legacy, and everything in between. I currently live in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. And today I'm in conversation with Luciana Reis, who is in Bahia, Salvador. Hi, Luciana.
Hi, Ozo. Thank you very much for inviting me to have this conversation. Okay, I'm a teacher and also a woman from Axé. I practice candomblé here in Salvador, Bahia.
Today, we're talking about a dish that has traveled by plate. As a passionate traveler by plate, I am particularly interested in this one. It is called akara in Nigeria and akaraje in Bahia. A few years ago, I was at dinner with a boss of mine, Santiago, who is Brazilian, and he was talking about this bean fritter that was popular, sold by specific women in Bahia. And the more he spoke, the more I looked puzzled because it really reminded me of akara. And I said to him, we have a similar dish in Nigeria. It's called akara. And he was like, yes, the enslaved people brought it from Africa, and I instantly felt kinship because at that time I was living and working in the Netherlands. I was homesick and I had started writing and documenting Nigerian recipes as a way to preserve my culture and find comfort. So to discover that enslaved people had done this hundreds of years before in Bahia was very comforting to me. So tell me about your own experience with akara and akaraje, Luciana.
Yeah, I was raised eating acarajé. It's a very popular dish here in Salvador specifically. It's very common to see on the streets these black ladies selling these small balls of dough and fry it and very tasteful, okay? But 10 years ago, like 10 years ago, when I became a woman from Axé, I also discovered that akara is also a sacred food that is offered to Oya or Yansan and to some other orishas too. Actually, when we start to looking for more information about this popular food for us, we discovered that actually this dish was brought from Africa, okay, to Bahia by this enslaved woman. And in the beginning, they also did it in honor, just to offer to Yansan, but they realized that that could be they could sell it on the streets to keep themselves alive. They again enslaved women, as they were called, did it like sold it in order to get money and to be able to buy their own freedom and also to free their parents or their children and so on.
That's so interesting. In Nigeria, also, like akara is something you find on the streets. Most times we eat it with bread, but sometimes at like funerals, you'll find them making akara. They'll make them sometimes fried in vegetable oil, other times in dende, palm oil. And for warriors, people who are being sent off to rest, you'll find akara there. How do you eat akara in Brazil?
Actually, it's very different from the way that you eat in Nigeria. Okay, we can we can just eat it by itself, like alone, the small ones. But also, what is more common here, it's eat it with salad by tomato and onions.
Okay.
Caruru, that is a very typical food, Bayan food. that is made of okra, vatapá, and hot sauce.
That's interesting. I'm really looking forward to making acarajé for the first time and just exploring the differences between Nigerian akara and Brazilian acarajé. I think it's also important that these foods have been alive for hundreds of years. For me, it's a strong testament to the power of human resilience and also that emotional connection that holds memories together. Thank you very much for speaking with me, Luciana. Any tips for me to make the best acarajé? Can you tell me what I can do?
I learned from the elderly that you should mix a lot to make the dough soft and fluffy, and season it with salt and put smashed onion too, so it becomes very tasteful. So this is the power of our Black women.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to trying both out.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you going to have any acarajé this week? Next week?
If I could, I can have acarajé all the weeks. It's a very delicious food for us.
Yeah. It takes a lot to make it, so
it's why we buy it.
I think I always respect. I mean, it's a kind at home in Nigeria is Saturday morning food. It's a food that almost everyone across the country eats on a Saturday morning. So I think I'm going to have myself some soon.
Okay, great. Here is a very is a dish that put the people together, like to talk about life and to have fun. Okay, so for me, there's two different things. The sacred one that is made inside the terreiros de candomblé, and the other one, this one that you can buy in the streets and just have fun and drinking and so on.
Thank you very much, Luciana. Take care.
You too. Ciao, ciao.
Nigerian akara is the mother. The child, Brazilian acarajé. This black-eyed bean fritter traveled from the coasts of West Africa to the shores of the northeast of Brazil, Bahia in particular, during the transatlantic slave trade. Today, it stays prominent in both cuisines, kept on by the memories of history, culture, heritage, mostly upheld by women. These are the ingredients for Nigerian akara and Brazilian acarajé: black-eyed peas, green tomatoes, cucumber, peppers, ginger, garlic, red onions, dried shrimp, cashews, peanuts, vegetable oil, palm oil, yajinkuli, salt, more red onions, a variety of peppers, lime, coconut milk, and gari. Used in a variety of ways, these make both fritter and sides. Bread and akara is the most common form of enjoyment of this bean fritter in Nigeria. In Brazil, no bread features. The acarajé forms the bread bun that's cut open and slathered with the nutty paste of vatapá, which acts like butter, and then stuffed with a variety of salsas and hot sauces. We start off our akara making process by soaking our beans in some water. We'll leave that for a few minutes and then we'll pulse in a blender to help take the skins off. The pulsed beans, to which I'll add some water and leave to soak for a few minutes so the rest of the skins soften considerably. The beans have been in here for a while. I'm just going to rub to get the rest of the skins off. Clean beans and the chaff. The next step is pureeing the beans with some peppers and onions. I'm whisking batter to aerate it so that I end up with nice fluffy balls of akara. For my thicker akara batter, you can see it's much thicker compared to the akara batter. Just put a splash of water compared to the amount I used in the akara. The table is set. Come and eat. Nigerian akara cooked in vegetable oil. Akara is being served with agege bread, a soft white enriched bread. This is our Nigerian akara sandwich. For akara, this acts as the bun. You cut it open, quite crusty on the outside and quite bready on the inside. We're going to line it with some vatapa, which is a paste of palm oil, coconut milk, peanuts, and cashew nuts. To that, we're going to add some salsa, green tomatoes, chili, and a few other things. And we will finish this up with some prawns. So there you have it, akara. The taste test. Did you hear that crunch? And yes, eating them both. Come and join me.